PingSunday has the special permission of Coach Chen Kangning. Please don't upload the video without the permission of Coach Chen and PingSunday.
We'll skip the bouncing ball for now. It's all about how you toss the ball. There is actually a fundamental logic behind serving. Let me explain what's in your hand. Because you're a hand-tossing player with a good take-back. Serving, strictly speaking, generates a relatively vertical force. Even for our kids. When you toss the ball from this position, simultaneous preparation for the stroke. Isn't this a vertical force? This is called gravitational force, right? Isn't this a relatively horizontal force? So the vertical and horizontal forces combine to form a resultant force. What is your point of intersection? So you can pass the ball as close to your end line as possible. That is the opponent's end line, right? You should aim to keep it low. Listen to why this is important. You want to serve to your own side. What situation will arise from that, right? So let me briefly explain this. When I want to serve a side spin ball, many players tend to serve like this. It must be disconnected. It's all about the rhythm of your toss and backswing. So we need to find a specific feeling. When you are getting ready to serve, your center of gravity should be on your front foot. I'll focus on the front foot. Try to get close to your non-dominant hand. Next, when you toss the ball, take a moment to locate it. Your whole body acts as a unit. Then, when the ball comes down, your center of gravity is initially on your left foot. The center of gravity has already shifted over here, right? Then wait for the ball to descend. So when it comes down, is there a horizontal force when you turn back? But generally, it is a relatively horizontal force. So does that mean friction is involved? The second point concerns long and short serves. Should be in front of the chest. A contact point. Hitting the ball in front of my chest makes it easier to send it to the table. If I wait for the same contact point as when hitting a long ball, I need to consider sending a short ball. This adds difficulty for me, right? Stability will definitely be affected. So I try to keep my contact point as high as possible. When I want to focus on sending a long ball, why would I still hit it in front of my chest? I have to do this to reach this level. So, if I jump over like this, it should go higher, right? If the contact point is high, the ball will definitely go high. I try to keep the contact point as low as possible. Let it drop. This is a relatively key point. The second point is during your serve. Many people have a misconception. I said you need to drive forward. You really can't just point forward with your actions, because pointing towards the end actually means moving forward. You can only truly move forward when you turn inward. In the end, that's the real forward motion. Only then can you truly generate power in your forward movement. From the side, it should look like you're lifting up and forward. Even though I want to send the ball to the other side, if I serve with side spin, I must not apply forward force. This is why many enthusiasts and children struggle with spin serves. I say to cut the short serve towards your chest. Aim for the sternum area of your chest. This doesn't interfere with the ball going to the other side, right? So what happens if I serve a long ball? Hitting towards the stomach means making contact with the ball in front of the stomach. Hitting towards the chest. One is the contact point with the ball. First, I've marked this for everyone. Second, The direction of the force is also marked. For short balls, focus on the chest. For long balls, aim for the stomach. In this case, it's your left side spin serve. I think he has a good serve, right? Of course, there's a type of serve that involves pushing the ball forward with force. Ma Long has the best serve. The long ball he plays is not side spin. He makes it look like it's side spin. In reality, he pushes it forward. It's somewhat like a half push, half flick. You see, when kids first learn to use their forehand to generate spin, isn't it the case that they lift the paddle and it goes out? Actually, this is the principle, right? It actually has no friction, it is pushed out. It looks like a side spin, so there is only this one type of shot. It truly applies force forward. For others, as long as they are side spins to the left, then it must apply force in this direction. Only then can it create a left side spin. This is the most critical point. This is the first type. The second type is about whether to add spin or not. When everyone learns to serve, the first serve they encounter is the backspin serve, right? This is the purest form of backspin serve. You find the bottom of the ball and brush it forward, right? So what about adding spin or not? I think this is a tradition of our Jiangsu team. What technique does he use? He uses feints and timing variations. He conceals his spin and no spin serves very well. Very good, I'll show you a technique. The structure of the technique, look. What is the first action? Bottom spin. This is the first action. From here, pull back slightly. This technique, why do I use it for serving? It's to set up for what comes next. What does it mean to set a trap? Look, I'm rubbing here. Is this a fake move? Pulling back. Good. This spin, right, hitting the ball with this racket. After making contact with the ball below, what happens next? Wasn't there a fake move when pulling back earlier? I used that pulling back motion to touch the ball. I really faked the brush. This is spinning. Real brushing means it doesn't create spin, right? I don't know. Everyone should find this easy to understand. I will use friction. I've got it ready. I will use friction, then add this deceptive move. This is a spin. When I want to serve without spin, I won't apply friction. I have this deceptive move, right? You use the upper part of the racket to cover it. But you must not do one thing, you must not use excessive power. Everyone knows what you're doing, right? You need to use gentle power and subtle force. This feeling. It doesn't spin, right? This way is more floaty, right? Using this timing difference. This is a real chop and fake wipe, and this is a fake chop and real wipe. Real chop and fake wipe is this feeling, right? Lastly, let me talk about the hook shot because time is limited. The best hook shot is by Sunting, right? Of course, we ordinary players don't really have his wrist strength. This wrist strength, right? But good techniques can be learned. Just give everyone the simplest method. For example, this is the surface of a watch. After you relax and pick it up, if it comes in from the 11 o'clock direction, this position comes in. It must be a backspin. Coming in from 11 o'clock, this position must be a backspin. If I come in from 12 o'clock, right? Why do I need to come in from different angles? Actually, it's just fine-tuning the technique. I came in at 12 o'clock. What do you see is spinning? Is it top spin or side spin? There's also one that resembles a small hidden arc, also coming in from the 1 o'clock direction. The movements are very similar, right? The movements all go from the back up to the front down, right? Many of our enthusiasts learn the hook shot. There will be a problem. Turn around and then move to the side. He doesn't have the twisting force like when wringing out a towel. So, the hook shot actually just taps to finish. Tap towards your position on the net. Never execute it like I just applied left side spin. Clearly, it's moving forward, so why should I send it forward, right? Apply force towards your own body. Apply force towards your stomach, right? So when I serve with a hook shot, why would I dig inwards? I don't need to exert force in that direction. So it's at the 45-degree position in front of me, right? Then I just need to watch my stance, the point where my paddle makes contact with the ball, because I'm coming in from position 10. I must be looking for a bit towards the outside at the 11 o'clock position. This must be side spin with a little bit of backspin. I should be targeting the outer side, slightly towards the middle. That would generate a side spin with topspin. I might be hitting it incorrectly. This is the arc. Do you see? It's about the different positions for striking the ball. So it produces different spins. This hook serve also has one. People sometimes say that there are a lot of blocks, right? So let me offer you a different perspective. If you're curious why there are so many blocks or angled shots, it's because players want to create better synergy, right? So if we can achieve that synergy effectively, while also keeping it legal and within the rules, how do we do it? Think about it from another angle. And the person has the ball, doesn't that make sense? You're aiming for better synergy, right? Okay, but this kind of foul is a bit sneaky, so what should I do? I should try not to throw the ball at an angle and keep it standard. Why rush to the ball? Isn't it like the person becomes the ball? The ball is the person and the person is the ball. I can also create synergy this way. Second, I don't throw at an angle, right? Isn't it possible to generate strong spin? This feeling is about moving toward the ball. A player moves toward the ball, not the ball coming toward the player. That's definitely too much of a foul. I think we need to master the combined force of the serve. At the same time, we should aim for consistency. I believe sports should be cleaner, okay? Isn't it enough for the index finger to extend a little?
Read more about table tennis on my blog, PingSunday.com. Get free ebook and coaching advices. See you in the next video.